the time, wouldn't let me finish a speech. So I went to this. It's a podcast, and that I can record it without any interference, uh, and then edit it and get it out within an hour or so of my recording. And today is February 5th, 2020. And there was the president's uh, State of the Union address last night was with a mockery. It was another blow to the welfare of people of color, brown people, and a bunch of lies. But not only lies, they were just uh, hatred, pure, unadulterated hatred. And he has to be speaking to a group of people that agree with him and believe the same way he does. And that's too bad because it shouldn't be that way, but that's America. That's always been the America that I've known. It is a racist, bigoted society. Uh, we're born into it. So it's not news. It isn't any news that he finally picked on brown people to kill or suggest that they slap him and kill him or whatever. That's the message, uh, and people are doing it. Uh, so it's not that I come in on here and say, well, I listened to the State of the Union and brilliant or unbrilliant, or there was a lot of shenanigans where Nancy was tearing up his notes and stuff. That's not what I would have done. I wouldn't have even gone. I'd have tore that thing up and threw it in. I'd have burned it right there on the floor, walked out. What else is he doing akin to that? Now he's trying to drive a wedge between black people and brown people. And it'll work. It'll work if we allow it to work. Because our leadership does not demonstrate the ability to communicate with our black brothers and sisters. They can't. They speak broken English. The brothers and the sisters, they're way ahead of us politically. And we're trying to keep up with them for 20 years that we went underground. And now that the rubber's meeting the road, so to speak, we have to come out and deal with this issue of leadership. That's what he's doing. POTUS is trying to divide the black and brown community. Can you deal with that? If I make a statement that he's trying to divide the black and brown community, what are you going to do to counter that? Nothing. Our leadership is not prepared or understand the politics of coalition between two demographics. And that's dangerous for us. And it's dangerous with POTUS trying to make an outcome of the elections where if he divides the minority community, he can win. Already he's got so many percentage of the, quote, Latino and Hispanic vote. Whose fault is that? Well, Latinos and Hispanics. Why? Because they don't understand politics and the value of coalition between blacks and browns. It's the same on a national level as it here on the local level, and those people who are working with these administrations are selling us out for money. So you have a certain percentage of Latinos voting for Trump. How can that happen? If Trump is evil in his ways of handling immigration, it's because those people who run and lead our community are not impacted by immigration. They see themselves separate and distinct from Mexicans. They don't feel the fear, the terror, the shadow, the disenfranchisement. They don't fear it. They're here because they got visas and green cards. And they're not subject to deportation. They have no fear. There's no value. But they sure as hell use the Mexican community and the services that they need that gives them jobs. But politically, they're totally they're totally out of touch with reality, and we sit by and let it happen. And if you complain about it, you're a troublemaker. I'm a truth teller. I tell the truth about the situation here in Omaha. It's nothing personal. But this guy laid a big one last night on immigrants, illegal immigrants. And who's coming out today and saying that's unacceptable? Even if you wanted to, you don't have it within you for the last 20 years to feel the burn. You don't feel anything. By that I mean the leadership. Whatever that is. Who controls the resources in our community? Well, it's certainly not Mexicans. POTUS shit all over them last night. Who's coming out and saying, quit doing that? Nobody is. No leadership. They don't feel it. They don't have a lifetime of struggle. They're safe. There's no need for them to develop coalitions. There's no need for them to even come out and get involved. They're controlling millions of our dollars that are designed to help our community, the Mexican community. And the Mexicans have nothing to do with the distribution of these funds. That's leadership. These ignorant, stupid elites here in Omaha. They see some guy spoken broken English or some woman going to them, funding them, and they think it's a great thing. Let's fund the do-nothings. And they fund them to the tune of millions and millions of dollars. Now, none of that money is worth anything if you can't generate a coalition, a political coalition, leadership. I don't give my Chicano brothers and sisters any breaks. They're not coming out either. They're sitting back saying, oh, I'm a Chicano. Reynaldo don't speak for me. He don't know what the hell he's talking. I may not know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm talking Jack and Jackie, and you're not. And I've invited you to join the coalition, and nothing but nobody comes forward. Lack of leadership, plain and simple. Selling your souls out to the administration, plain and simple, for the almighty dollar. This guy can talk bad about Mexicans. And these guys be up there kissing his behind. The Bacons of the world. He agrees with Trump. And you see these people down in South Omaha kissing Bacon's behind. Well, that's just the way it is, right? No, it's not the way it is. Because there's always somebody like me who's going to come and tell you, stop. Please stop. That's my show for today. Isn't it something that this little guy from western Nebraska, born and raised in the sugar beet fields of western Nebraska, can come onto this show and hold your attention for a half hour? But I speak truth to power. Please join me. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. God bless you, Sammy Franco.